You can assess your kid's reading ability just as well as their teacher can. You can know exactly what your little one needs. I don't care the age. Here's how you can assess and know exactly what they're struggling with, okay? Because telling me my kid's struggling with reading, that's not enough. I get it in my messages every day. My kid can't read, right? We've got to assess and we've got to say, okay, what can they do and what can't they do? So this is going to get you at exactly what your little one needs help with. It might take a little bit of time, but it's going to give you the answers you need, okay? So here's what I want you to do. Number one, you're going to start with a book that is slightly challenging for them. What you're looking for is they should be able to read like 70% of the words. 70 to 80%, about 20 to 30% of those words should be challenging. So if we take a book like Farm Friends, for example, I see a sheep. I see a duck, okay? This is not going to be hard enough for your little one to read. They're going to get every word right, and it's not going to give you any information, okay? Farm Friends is up. You take a book like Magic Treehouse, and my guess is if you're watching this video, this book is going to be a little bit too challenging for your little one. Maybe not, but we've got things like Jack opened his eyes. He looked out the window. The treehouse has landed inside a large white room. What kind of training place is this? Asked Annie. There's a lot of very complicated words here, right? If your little one can't read 70 to 80% of these words, this Magic Treehouse book is going to be too challenging, okay? If they can, then this might be just right for you, okay? But if they can't, this might be too challenging. You're looking for something right in the middle that's going to be appropriately challenging where they can read most of it, but not all of it, okay? I picked this book right here, Stone Soup. I love stone soup. The only thing better is stone soup with cabbage, said the visitor. This might be closer to the level, right? Every kid's gonna be different, but let's say that this is the kind of book where your child can read about 70 to 80% of it correctly, okay? Step one, let's pick that book. Step two, you need to get something to take notes. Because I use my whiteboard and marker for everything, I'm gonna take my notes with my whiteboard and marker. You can use your laptop, you can use your phone, you can use a notebook. It doesn't really matter. The key is you need to be able to take notes as they're reading, okay? Step two, take notes. This step is non-negotiable. It is critical. You've got to be able to take the notes, okay? And from here, step three, very simple. You're going to ask them to read the book to you. This is where some parents, even some teachers, have trouble. Because while the child starts reading, we see them struggling and we give hints. We say, oh, just look at the picture. Or we say, cabbage. Put it together. And the kid's like, cabbage. Those are hints. Those are hints. We give our little one no hints while they read. Our goal is to hear their mistakes. We want to hear their mistakes. So here's what you're going to do, okay? You're going to give the book to the kid. You're going to ask them to read. So the title of this book says Stone Soup, right? Your kid might say Ston Soup, and they're missing that E, right? So I'm going to take a note, and I'm going to say the word was stone. They said ston, right? I might go to the next word. It says soup. They might say soup. So I'm going to take a note. It was soup. And they said something that sounded more like soup, right? I want to know the mistakes. And as they go through, I'm going to listen. I'm going to tell them, okay? Because if they're older and they're struggling to read, they already probably have like some confidence issues. I'm going to tell them it is okay. I gave you this book so it could be a little challenging, so I could write down the places to help you, okay? It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. Just do your best. Just keep going, right? Every time they make a mistake, you're writing it down. You want to start to get a list of all the words that they're struggling with, okay? You can take other notes here, like if there's anything else that you notice, Like maybe it's like if they get to a challenging word, they repeat the word a couple times, or they're tending to skip words as they read. Whatever notes are helpful, you write them down, okay? You want to be like a scientist trying to solve a new puzzle. You're taking detailed notes because that's going to lead you to this discovery, okay? In step 4, so you've picked the book that is appropriately challenging. You've gotten something to take notes. You've asked them to read, and as they read, you've taken notes on that. Now it's time to analyze the mistakes. And hopefully you've got a list that's larger than mine, and your goal is just to look through and see what mistakes are they making, what's in common, and what do I think is the thing that they need to work on, right? You're going to want enough notes here so you can start to see it's the long vowel sounds, or it's the 2-letter sounds, or it's the 3-letter sounds, or it's the compound words, right? You want to be able to say, this is the thing they're struggling with. And very likely, there are multiple things your little one is struggling with, and that is A-okay. It doesn't matter. The key is find one of them, and that's what you teach. Because saying, my kid can't read doesn't make them a better reader. Saying, my kid is struggling doesn't make them a better reader. If you can find 1, 2, 3 things specifically that they struggle with, now you know what to teach them, and that is going to make them a better reader, okay? You've got to take the time and actually assess. Don't forget to encourage them as they go. Don't forget to let them know that you are doing this to help them be better. That after they finish, you're going to help them with those words. You're going to explain those words, but not now. You've got to hear the mistakes as they go, okay? This might be their first time doing something like this. It might be your first time doing something like this, but I promise you that feeling they have now of being unsuccessful in the classroom, of being scared for the teacher to call on them, of hoping that they're going to be able to glance up real quick from the text to that picture and get a hint. That feeling is a lot worse than the feeling during an assessment, right? We assess them quickly so they'll never have to have that feeling again. So hopefully this makes sense. I know I'm asking you to do a little bit of work. I don't have like a super clean, precise, exact assessment for you the same way I do with learning sounds and with blending words. And that's because everyone is at a different place here, and it really is going to depend on where your little one is. That's why I can't say read this book or read this book. You've got to find that book for them. You've got to do a little bit of work here, but I promise you, if you do, it's going to pay off. Now, the way that I can help and support you, because I like to finish these videos with like concretely, practically, how can Spencer help you? The way that I can help you, I've got a free training. If you're watching this video, your kid is past what that free training is going to help, okay? I've got some tips, some suggestions on my social media. Again, if you're watching this video, your kid is likely past some of those tips, although there might be some stuff that's helpful, okay? The best way that I can support you is with my reading books course. For most folks, I push them towards the bundle. I say I've got 3 courses, you get them all together, save money, okay? You don't need that at this stage, okay? Because your little one knows the sounds and they know how to blend. What they probably don't have is how to blend really big words. That's in the course. Is how to read 2-letter sounds, 3-letter sounds, 4-letter sounds. That's in the course. How to attack different books with different reading strategies, right? That's in the course. So if you're at the point where your little one is behind and you want to help them catch up and you want to help address some of the things in your notes, I've got a full course. It's called Reading Books. It's designed to help you. I don't love putting grade levels on things, but if I were to put a grade level on this, it goes through about 2nd grade. About 2nd grade, maybe beginning of 3rd grade. So it gets pretty advanced. I know this is toddlers can read, but this course gets pretty advanced if your little one needs help there, right? Otherwise, you can feel free to let me know in the comments or message me like how your little one did with the assessment. If you're having trouble with like looking at the pattern and finding what they need help with, feel free to let me know. I would love to be able to help and I would love to be able to support. But the key is you are going to have to do some work on your end first to know exactly what they need help with. So hopefully this makes sense. I hope this is helpful. Anytime I do videos for struggling readers, right? Not for the toddlers, for the older kids who are struggling. I really appreciate and I'd really love if you can share this with other families who have struggling readers. My business is focused on really little ones, but it is the older students who I taught, and it is the older students who it is most important for them to catch up, to feel confident, to feel successful in school, because every year they're behind is a year that gap gets bigger. And I really want to start closing those gaps for children. So if you can share this with other folks, I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, sincerely hope this video was helpful for you. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.